been sort of watching their journey today here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. They've had quite a few blowouts, I would say, in their favor. I mean, this last round that they just played was 16 to 15, I do believe. I might be wrong on that. I think it's 15 to 13. But either way, they just had a crazy overtime matchup in the last round. So we're jumping in here to Icebox. This is the top 8. This is quarterfinals. And we're here on Icebox again. We got to see, Bemi, 2 Vipers. And I'm so jealous that I did not get to cast that.
I was actually really expecting the Viper, but no, the other rare Pokemon that you can only find on this route, which is Sky.
Yes.
Sky is actually, this is probably one of her better maps. Interesting to see her not in the triple duelist comp. While triple duelist is very rare, that's usually where you see her put into her best use because of the AoE healing. You push in a group, you flash out, you push in, get some intel. I mean, it's as fresh as Sova's intel. That duelist will act on that a lot of the time. But here we are. She is just with a sort of pretty standard comp, I would say. I think it was like 2 duelists, 1 controller, or 1 initiator, and then 2...
Yeah, 2 duelists.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to really take it in. But, okay, interesting place here. I am a big fan of the Phoenix, as this does make up for the lack of Viper Wall moving on into this, but we'll have to see how this plays out overall, as we're going to see not as many ghosts as I was expecting. We're definitely going to see that with last round save, because obviously this is a long-range site, so you will have plenty of openings to find, but it seems like the Owls are going to play it close and play corners.
Yes, they are, and here we go. They are really activated here on the A side. They're trying to push in, take down as much util as possible, and make this an expensive round for last round save in general. Dialed in, punching in, already up on the rafters, but no, Ryoshi is going to take down Remedy, and there's a lot of kill feeds going around in the favor of last round save. A nice, crispy first round for LRS, bringing them up 1-0. Bemi, what a solid sight hold from last round save.
Did not play for picks, just went and over to the commit. Anyways, I don't know why I went song there, but either way, yeah, just unfortunately, just that was a very strong crossfire set up there, and it just sort of really wasn't going to be able to be answered right away. So unfortunately, not able to get the flash in, not able to flush out rafters quickly enough. Now they're gonna go on this semi-safe. Should be able to buy into this next round rather convincingly. So just make it expensive as possible.
Oh my goodness, that recon bolt was perfectly placed. Corsonics going in hot onto Larry Banks, who we've seen do some amazing, incredible things here on this site and, on this map. And my goodness, once again, Bemi, last round save. Just kind of bowls over the competition. Dialed in, have yet to really hold on to a site in a big way. My goodness, what a round.
It is early, so, got to give them benefit of the doubt. They will be just sort of, playing it by ear just with this buy round coming in. It was a fairly efficient bonus round, so now they're really only working with Spectres, the Marshall. Their economy is looking great, so as long as they make it expensive for Dalvin, last round they're in a really good position. You can get away a lot with bonus rounds moving in on the defense. So Dalvin, they need to still be careful. Even though they have the weapon advantage, they still have not a lot of money in the bank, so they need to make this round count for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Corsonics in a fantastic position, actually, to run in, but Net, look at this. Pushing in is not actually going to see him just yet, but there it is. Catches Aqua sleeping there in just a second, but my goodness, the rotation is coming out big from Dialed In. They now have the A site in their control at the moment. They are going to move off, which is very interesting to me, but the reposition is probably coming out from Dialed In, getting some health going as well. Yoshi scoped in right now, trying to look at what's going on the site. They got the plant down, and Bemi, this is a much better position, like you were talking about, for Dialed In.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, they also put themselves in a great position. Always want to set up towards the attacker side of A site. It's so difficult to challenge that. You have to handle it head on, and even when you get trades, it doesn't work out too much. So, really strong round from Dialed In. Almost really should be good for a flawless victory. And if they do that, the economy is going to be able to stabilize. They should be able to have another round to be able to buy in now after this, but they really do, of course, want to make it win. But like I said earlier, last round save was on a bonus, so that means there's money in the bank for them to pop the heck off. And then also look at Aqua, ready for the run it back, should be able to challenge that, was able to grab the skill orb earlier, so this could cause some serious damage if Dialed In really wants to be aggressive with this. So they need to play it smart. Will get ready for the A push, it seems like, and they are going to be greeted by Yoshi with an op. Not an egg, but an op.
I love this play, pushing in, nice and aggressive, gets one, and there is the trade as well, but my goodness, this is a nice start for last round save. This is exactly where they need to be. Aqua staying nice and aggressive in the position here. The operator missing a couple of shots, going to do a little bit of damage, kind of scare him off a little bit off the site. This is a nice slow push, but the paranoia comes out from Dialed In. Glyph takes down Nick. Once again, it looks like last round save are in a great position. The trades are coming in nice and huge. It's a 1v2 situation. It's all up to Larry Banks, but there's going to be a fake with the TP from Glyph, and now Larry Banks is really going to have to clear these corners. A scary position for Larry Banks, but Dialed In is not going to be able to finish it off. Last round save. Look at this, picking back the op for Yoshi. Wow. Again, another fantastic round from last round save.
And you hit the nail on the head right there, Choice. It was the trades. The value of a trade is so strong. Opening pick from Aqua with the run it back was certainly, great value to get there as well, but certainly really needed that to be able to work in their favor to get the trades and not be overwhelmed. So really good job sticking together and pushing in as a group. Held it down very well. Dialed In, able to buy into the round, but will they be able to get the value as Aqua gets two for if they go down right away? Green, it's not looking eco-friendly right now for Dialed In.
Oh my goodness, Yoshi popping off with this operator, Bemmy. My goodness, is now scoped in again. Possibly could get another one onto Adder, but no. Beautiful headshot onto Tyler is actually going to bring him in a nice position here. It's this operator, close range. Can Yoshi pull it off? Glyph comes in hot and heavy, finishes it off. This was another round for last round save. Dialed In, pushed in nice and hard, but it was Aqua's ridiculous positioning, nice and forward. Perfect crosshair placement allowed him to get a beautiful double kill onto Dialed In.
Strength in numbers again for last round save, able to follow up being great. They're taking aggressive peaks, but the crossfire setup allows them to trade. So again, can't fault for what Dialed In tried to do. Will say though, I'm not a big fan of trying to work off of this loss benefit and buy here. You have armor deficit and you're just going to be running into troubles. Yoshi does miss a shot, but again, they disengaged smartly, and it's still going to spell trouble for Dialed In if they try to keep pursuing this with little to no armor.
Oh, this is a huge moment for them. Aqua gets a triple kill, but my goodness, Net was able to get the showstopper out, does pick up one. Larry Banks picks up another. This is a 3v2 situation. Aqua's awkwardly on the site. Is going to get a 4K. Is Aqua going to be able to get this ace? You don't know yet. Larry Banks is all by himself, and there it is, an ace for Aqua. This is ridiculous. This is last round save.
This is Sparta! Sorry. Anyways, I just couldn't help myself. All right, yeah, I mean, we got to hype up Aqua. Look at that. 13 and 3. No assists because that man is bloodthirsty. All right, now, I really, again, wasn't a big fan of this force buy. This is going to snowball out of control. Sure, they'll be able to eco, and it should be good to buy with the loss bonus going in here, but this does give more room for last round save to build up ultimates, build up economically. You're basically saying, we'll let you have the advantage for the rest of this last round save. We're good for it.
Oh my goodness, these shock darts. The recon bolt actually revealed 3 members of Dialed In, and they're still committed onto this A site. This is a rough position for them. There is some healing going out and a lot of intel for the side of last round save. It's going to be tough. The paranoia comes out, and that's actually going to be huge. The trade is going to come out, but Tyler is is just too dang good right now, but a perfect trade from both of these teams. It is a 3v3 situation, but Aqua once again coming in hot with this. Run it back. Is he going to be able to get anything out of it? A lot of information, but no kills as of yet. Last round save, now have the site again, but there it is, a beautiful teleport from Dialed In. Actually is going to allow them to get the spike down on B site. This is going to be a long rotation from Dialed In, but if they can really keep the site in their hands, there it is, a nice 3K for Nick. This could be a good round for Dialed In, even on a save round.
Most likely, they still have to go through these weapons. So Dialed In, they lost one, but now here's Larry Banks with the lockdown. Not much weapons to go off of, but they certainly can't deny the defuse a little bit longer. Will be enough. Molly, looking prime is a good spot. They're going to be able to drop it. No, but the defuse already happened before the lockdown could go off. That's painful. That is so expensive for nothing.
Oh, I could see what they were trying to do. Larry Banks did a fantastic job trying to hold them off. I mean, if it were me too, I would probably think that they would try to get off the site as fast as possible because of that lockdown. But the nerves of steel from last round save, Bemi. I mean, that's what kept them on it. Pros don't fake, Bemi. Pros don't fake.
They don't indeed. Last round save. They've been around this scene long enough. No matter what type of roster, it's looking super good for them. And on top of that as well, just timing and just Larry Banks had only themselves to rely on, so that was really all they could do. It was a really good try. It's just, again, it was so expensive that even if they had a good execution, I just felt like it was quite a bit of a gamble. But we're into a buy round. It's maybe I'll be able to eat my words and they'll be able to start bringing it back. They do get first blood off the bat, so that's at least a silver lining for them going into this round here.
There. You are absolutely correct, Bemi. Now, they've got ideas of where everything is. Yoshi, once again, just being a thorn in the side of Dialed In, knows exactly where to be with this operator, and now that's going to be one of the members from Dialed In, and that's going to keep them tied up basically here, and the post-plant situation is looking kind of dire with Glyph on this ridiculous flank, and now, I mean, this is looking to be last round save all over again, but we have the operator in the hands of Remedy. Glyph trying to get something. Here's no! Detained! Remedy is going to be taken down. Cursonix with a little bit of extra fire there. My goodness, last round save are showing off that they have been practicing. They've been in the lab for Icebox here, Bemi. It's looking really good for them right now.
And that's how you handle a post-plant situation when the attackers are on the attacker side of A. You just have to have somebody flanking, and Glyph, beautiful flank. I guess they really weren't expecting with the amount of pressure that they put on, but you gotta just check ramp. You just gotta look behind you. You just gotta have somebody. You gotta trust that, Remedy in theory should be able to get this. Even though they're at the bottom of the leaderboard, you just have to trust them. And now, moving on again, they're going to be working with very little to no money. They're just working off of loss bonuses at this point, hoping that they can find an opening. But now the half is already secured, and I really don't want them to, already start losing more and more ground like they have already on Dialed In.
Yeah, we see this pretty often. I mean, one side is going to be pretty heavy for some of these teams. So we could see a big flip at the half, but here we go. Remedy takes down one. Aqua is going to trade that out. Aqua not close to that run it back this time, but could possibly get a couple of picks here. Not this time. Here it is. Dialed In actually have a solid positioning here. They are taking down a lot of the members. Last round save, but it is a 2v2 situation right now. Tyler going in heavy right now, trying to finish off these last two members. It is a 1v2 situation. Don't get heavy. Larry Banks, gets taken down for a 3K from Cursonix. And trying to get the half for that nice average combat score, but Bemi, it was looking like Dialed In could have taken that. I feel like they definitely needed to kind of back off and allow them to get a little scared and not get on the spike as fast as possible, but I mean, it is what it is. Hindsight,
I don't mind them trying to plant the spike as quick as possible. I mean, it's good to put pressure on your opponents. I think my problem was more so just they used so much utility that the post plant situation was going to be pretty bare except for crossfire setups, and that was going to be tough because once you drop all your mollies and other things, which you really rely on those killjoy for the post plant, it just is tough after that because the nano swarms, the turret, the alarm bot, it's so important. And if you are just using that already to push on into the site again and again, the same site by the way, it's just going to be tough and it's going to be easily red.
Yeah, and I feel like this is what we see a lot of A fast hits, but this time they are blasted in, taking a lot of situation, a lot of ground as well, and a lot of members of Last Round Save are going down in this situation. Aqua is finally going to be able to take out Remedy, and that's going to be a huge moment for them, but the heal coming out from Sky is going to keep them in here a little bit longer, Bemi, and this is actually the site hold for Dialed In. 2 members of Last Round Save are left. They're going to really have to get some picks here, but the utility is just too good from Dialed In. Larry Banks taking down Glyph, and this looks like it's going to be another round for Last Round Save unless you don't count out Aqua. The man himself, who was able to get an ace earlier on, is actually going to save this time, and probably the right decision to do so here, Bemi.
A good call indeed. That was great to see from Dialed In. See, those nano swarms came in super clutch just to lock it out. And even though they weren't working with too many great weapons, they had a great priority as well. Just making sure that their jet could finally get those blade storms good and ready to go. And they found so much openings. Found one pick, managed to tag quite a bit of damage on the players on Rafter, and they were able to follow up with that. Brilliant jobs. Usually when you have those Spectres, you want to try to have someone to follow up with it and trade with it. And that's kind of what they did, just only with Bladestorm / Spectre. That is great. If Dialed In could win a couple of more rounds, this should be good. Much like Ascent, Icebox is also in a way sort of slightly defense favored, but not by much. So you certainly can come back very easily from a 8-4 deficit.
Oh, absolutely. At the half, I mean, that's what I was feeling at this right here matchup in general, is that Dialed In could definitely switch it up at the half and do something big here, especially with how they're playing right now. They are getting the right picks. They are winning these aim duels. And that's exactly what needs to happen, Bemi. They need to be able to take out the members of Last Round Save, but look at this, Tyler doing a huge wallbang through that triple stack, or that double stack, excuse me, but my goodness, to run it back is going to be able to get some damage out and a lot of information. Yoshi going in hot and heavy with this Blade Storm, getting a 3K, but it's going to be taken down by Larry Banks, but that was all they needed to get another round on the board. My goodness, Yoshi has just been creating so much space for LRS to come back in and really demolish Dialed In's pushes.
Yeah, the duelists are doing work right now. That is so powerful from him. I mean, Yoshi certainly showed up there, but also we can't count out Aqua just also adding pressure. Both of them just letting the rest of the team do what they need to do and working off of Tyler's info as well. Just again, last round save like clockwork, and now we're in the last round and a half, and we could be in double digits once more. This has happened 3 times in a row on broadcast now. If this happens.
It's been an absolute crazy day of Valorant indeed, Bemi, and I'm excited for more. I want it to continue, and here it is. The lockdown is going to go down from Larry Banks. They're going to be pushing in onto the B site. This is huge for them. They're finally able to take this site, but this is kind of tough because Yoshi is here with this operator. They finally smoked him out. They're not going to be able to get those beautiful op picks anymore, but Remedy pushing in, taking a ton of space, is able to do a lot for Dialed In to hold onto this site. It's going to be tough for LRS to retake this site because the post-plant situation is not even here. It's moving all the way back over to A.
Sure. I'm not too sure about that. They do have player advantage, which is nice, but they've read onto this, and this has given a lot of time for them to set up. Here's a 1v2. Aqua's the last one remaining, but a reminder, if you want to look at that scoreboard real quick, you're going to see that there's frags 18-5-1. This is going to be a raid boss time here. manage to find Killjoy, but the crossfire set up here. One under Raptors and the other one right by Nest. They should be able to confirm this. One flash is going to come in, jump down, able to find one, but won't be able to find the second one. Larry good for the trade, and there we go. At least a third round on the board for Dialed In as they move on to the defense. Not the greatest half for them, but we'll see. Maybe your prophecy will live up to the hype, Chase. Maybe they... Choice, as they move on into the defense side.
No worries at all. I will be called Chase by you anytime, any day. No
I'll
worries.
just call you Choice. I'll respect that.
Okay. But I will say, Bemi, Dialed In have a pretty fantastic agent composition for the defense side.
Yeah, I would say that the Phoenix is a big play for that. The run it back giving them so much value, and then on top of that, the walls as well makes up for the lack of a Viper. Honestly, I really would say I'm a big fan of this. As much as Adder can be a great, or Sky can be a great sentinel, or just information gatherer, it's just going to be difficult. But we're already going to start off with the pistols, and it's going to be a big mountain to climb for Dialed In. They need to start doing that by getting that first pick, but they're already getting traded, and the post-playing situation is set up. Green and yellow catching them up by Tube. Adder trying to see if they can find it, but both right clicks not working out, and Court Sonics will win that duel. Remedy able to find one, Nick Tube. But again, it's looking so good for last round save. They're ready, and they're good for the trade, even if they needed it. Aqua just will stomp it out, and that's the 10th round. Once and for all, last round save. They Dialed In, again, needed to they just need something that can work. They need to just push in together as a group. It was sort of one by one. Another thing is the util. It's just going to be difficult, and they don't have, even though that maybe defense will be a better half for them, they don't have many rounds to afford the mistakes, if you will, Choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 10-3 doesn't allow for much mistake at all. And so Dialed In really need to get dialed in here in the second half, because they do not have a lot of room to mess up at all. And that was a beautiful recon dart and a super fast push from last round save, but the flashes are coming out in the favor of Dialed In. But here it comes. Aqua's going to get a nice double kill, sending in some more flashes. It has to change on over to the pistol. A beautiful headshot onto Remedy, and here it is. It's all 10, it's all net, it's all nobody for Dialed In. Last round save bring themselves up to 11, and they are 1 point away from match point here on Icebox.
Well, good news is that Dialed In was smart and they saved, so they can buy into this round properly. No loss bonus work that they're going to try to muster something from them. Very much realizing that even the updates with the trickle-down economics and stuff like that, don't do it. Just, it sucks. Either way, moving in, it is a bonus round though, and it was a almost, I think it was a close to flawless bonus round, so everybody's going to be on Spectres and full armors. So if they just make this expensive for Dialed In, that will just be a win in their book for, last round save.
I'm loving this fast mid push. They've done this pretty much every single time last round save has on this side of the half. They're getting super aggressive through the mid. They're going to do this basically until it just doesn't work anymore. Glyph is going to reposition himself into a more advantageous crossfire for last round save. He's going to send in the paranoia. This could be huge, and my goodness, Remedy actually is going to take it down through the smoke. Here we go. Dialed In are able to dial it in, get the round for themselves, and a big win. Even on the bonus round, 2 members are going to go down for Dialed In, but they're still going to keep a lot of those rifles in their hands. They have the win now. Their econ is going to be a little bit better than it would have been. And now, last round save, if they can continue their momentum with a full buy here, Bemi, this could be, I don't know, probably the end of this matchup.
Just have to see. Run it back and get ready for Aqua. Really a big priority for them, as you can tell, for last round save. It just is such a big opening. We saw it last round get like a good opening pick and then just started trading from there. So now, will they be able to do it once more? I'll have to find out. Bladestorm is going to come out in response to Remedy. Hopefully, let's see if they're ready to get one pick. But no, Aqua first blood and still has the running back ready. Might even drop it right now, and that's what they're going to do. Pushing on through. A flash comes out. Won't be able to find him, but tags him enough that Glyph can follow up with it. And now there's only one in backside. Are they ready for it? Adder just able to find it through the smoke. One more, but Aqua just causing so much damage. It's a 3v1. Larry just trying to live in it like Larry gets one more for their trouble, but there should be a good post-lane situation for last round save. As no, they're actually going to commit to trying to trade this out. Stack up on the site itself once more. Larry might be able to catch one off guard. They will be able to. And now it's a 1v1 situation. This is very much needed to win. Otherwise, this is going to be it. And they can certainly play for time here. The Omen ready to go. Shoots them, but they're aware that they're in nest. Larry, she's going to go for it. Here's the drop down. Going to try to find. They will be able to do so, and they should have enough time.
Oh, this is a huge round for Dialed In. They need to continue this momentum, Bemi. I mean, they were absolutely demolished on the push onto the site. Last round save did exactly what I was talking about. They rushed mid every single round until it didn't work, and then all of a sudden we see this fast push onto A. This is the nice switch up, the nice mix up that we needed to see from them, but Dialed In were hitting their shots. They were hitting those headshots, and that's exactly what we needed to see from them, winning their aim duels. Because last round saved, especially Aqua with this 26-8-3. Corsonics, I mean, it's the closest behind him at 14 frags and 7 deaths. This is huge from last round save. They need to continue this, and we're probably going to see another fast push onto A.
Most likely with Bladestorm as well, ready to go. They're going to try to live up to the hype of Aqua with their running back, see if they can find any opening picks. So Larry is ready for this, and they have the lockdown online. With no Sova available, though, this does mean that the site is going to be open and good for planting. And Yoshi already getting Adder. Not good. Going to try to see if they can find anybody outside of Rafters. Not to be the case, but already damage has been done. Use a Molly early. Showstopper Net's going to try to see if they can find any value here. Oh my gosh, dashes out of the way. Yoshi's able to get the shot. Net going down. The lockdown's going to come in, but the Hunter's Fury is ready and online for Rally Front save. So that lockdown is going to be countered because they have the agent Responso and Aqua as well. Putting it in, and there we go. Dialed in. They just had no way to counter the lockdown, which meant that this site had a full stack ready to go and great maneuverability.
Oh my goodness. I mean, huge brain plays from last round save. We're seeing it. We're seeing it live right now here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. They're doing exactly what they need to do. They picked this map, I believe, as just that a Joker map, that ace in the hole. I mean, they know what they're doing here on Icebox. They are pushing the right ways. They're holding these sites in a beautiful way, and you love to see it, Bemi. And we're on match point. This is the quarterfinals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Last round save are on match point, dialed in. Really need to win these gunfights because look at their econ. They've got a Spectre, a Bucky, and some rifles.
It's tough. They don't have much money to work with, so they're gonna try their best to work with what they got. Only really just the jellyfish. I don't know what it's called because I don't see Sky enough. But the ultimate for Adder is online, which does give them some intel, which is nice. But other than that, can they act on it? There's at least a few rifles, but you either sacrifice rifles for armor or you sacrifice armor for rifles. You don't have your cake and eat it too if you're on the side of dialed in, and here we go. They're gonna have to deal with quite a bit. Aqua fragging out so much that they're one away from getting a run it back, and it's already online. They're probably gonna even drop it in mid potentially once they reload their weapon. Glyph saves their butt too, and already we're starting to see things fall apart here, Choice.
This is a really tough situation. I feel like Adder needs to use this ultimate right now, and there it is. Pops the Seekers, and is going to get a lot of information to know that there's quite a few people running in on this side. Gorsonics, though, and Tyler are going to take down 2 members of Dialed In, and it's just Nick against 5. This is it. This is the last round save in the quarterfinals. Doing something big here. 12-5 on Icebox, and Nick, it's all up to you in a 1v4 now. And my goodness, there it is. Last round save, finishing it off in the quarterfinals.
What can I say? Last round save, we're able to get so many value trades and opening picks that it quite literally was just so difficult for them to come back from that. On top of that, as well, we saw so much value coming out of the Killjoy for Corsonics outside of Larry Banks. As much as Larry was amazing, I'm going to be quite frank. There's a reason why we don't see Sky as much as a Sova because D said it himself earlier. Dilly said that, the Killjoy is super prominent right now in the meta. And there's a reason why you have that Sova. You have it to counter the lockdown at the very least if they're able to get that ultimate online. But with just jellyfish, dog creatures, whatever, they can't bite down on the lockdown. They can't say stop it. That's about it. But also on top of that, it took a lot of fragging to win out as well. Aqua being our MVP choice.
I can't believe this 423 combat score. That's definitely one of the top average combat scores we've seen here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown match.
Oh, one away from a 30 bomb.
Oh, huge play from Aqua, just getting the right frags, being in the right place at the right time with that beautiful crosshair placement. I mean, you just can't beat it. It's just one of those games where Aqua is having a fantastic, fluid game.
Yeah, honestly, be water, my friends, as Bruce Lee would say. But either way, that is it for us, or that is it for me, as we'll be moving on to the top four. Well done to last round save. Kudos dialed in. I haven't seen this team play much in the VCS, but I saw them starting in Challengers, and they got a couple of wins on the board. So obviously they're making progress. Just needs more time as a team to develop and synergize. But other than that, I think we should go to a break choice. What do you say?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you again so much, Bemi, for hanging out with us today here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. We'll be right back with semifinals, and then after that, obviously, we're going to go into the grand finals, so don't go anywhere.